Look, guys, I'm sorry it has to be like this, but I guess for the weekend I'm gonna most part be a review channel rather than a react and talk about. We have the new Ghetto Gods album with Earth Gang, and you're wondering, are you gonna listen to the music on video? No, I won't. I'm just gonna be giving you guys a review, just like I did with Donda 2 this morning. Two pretty big albums that came out this week, and we're not done. Conway the Machine is coming has came out with an album, so we're gonna listen to that tomorrow. So I mean, click the noti bell. I'll definitely listen to his on stream, but we're just gonna talk about Ghetto Guides, explain what it means, and yeah, that's gonna be the video. Kind of explain or give you guys my thoughts. Ghetto Gods is the fourth studio album by rap duo Earth Gang following their 2019 album Maryland. Initially, the album was planned to be released on September 24th, 2021, according to a tweet. Hold on one second. According to a tweet posted by the group itself. However, the date was eventually slated back to January 28, 2022, as confirmed by the LP's official trailer. This date was also missed, with the artists pointing to sample clearances being the reason for further delay in an Instagram post apologizing. The release date was further extended to be February 22nd, 2022. Prior to the album's release date, 3 singles have been released for the project: American Horror Story. I didn't know it was 3 singles. On December 8th, 2021, All Eyes on Me on January 14th, 2022, and Amen on February 21st, 2022. Let's get to the first track, The Glow. Well, we'll only talk about tracks that really have meaning. Not all of them are like super duper important to the record. We're probably gonna most part just talk about the singles on this one. But it's a pretty good album. It's got a really cool I don't know. It's got a really cool message behind it. I personally enjoy the record. My computer's being weird for some reason. Um, if you're a true Earth Gang fan, then I know you're gonna like the album. But as a guy that's kind of just getting into Earth Gang's music, and if you guys want me to do like a first listen to Mirrorland, let me know. That seems like something that would be fun to do. I don't think this album's annotated. Well, All Eyes on Me is the fourth single from Earth Gang's upcoming album, Ghetto Gods. All Eyes on Me is a celebration of survival while being black in America. The song's title references the target that is placed on the backs of black men and the judgment they are constantly subjected to. The track also explores the struggles black Americans continue to face, such as poverty, addiction, police brutality, and prejudice in the legal system. In a series of tweets announcing the release of the single, Earth Gang explains the meaning of All Eyes on Me. Talking about, it's a big like racially conscious it kind of gave me Kendrick Lamar energy. Not comparable lyrically, but sonically and conceptually, it was definitely some Kendrick Lamar type of stuff. You know, next song is "Lie to Me," which doesn't really have any meaning to it. There's a bunch of cool little interludes and funny little skits that give you a nice little interlude in between songs on the record. I think that is really cool. I don't have a whole lot to say about this album. Um, it's good, but I don't know how long it's going to hold up for me this year. I already have, I love Yeat's album. I love Donda 2, Corday, and all of them. It kind of rubbed off on me, but I'm sure throughout the year I will come back. But let's talk about American Horror Story. American Horror Story serves as the lead single from Earth Gang's 2022 album, Ghetto Gods. Throughout the track, Johnny and Wow Great examine the horror stories they've lived through, namely growing up in different conditions and how they've turned songs around for themselves. So obviously it's not a reference to the show American Horror Story. It's talking about real things they've gone through in the ghetto, and that's kind of like the big idea of this album, and I think it's really cool. It opens a lot of eyes to what people have gone through in their lives, stuff like that. Yeah, really cool instrumentals, really cool like Jamaican influences every now and then. I'm on 2K right now, which I'm probably gonna stream 2K later. That is besides the point. We are talking about Earth Gang here. And let me think. Rap talk is a big thing on TikTok that I've kind of delved into, and there's a rap talker on there named Annabelle Klein. Shout out to her. She loves music. She curates playlists for people. She's a music curator. That's really awesome. She has her own business. Follow her. Just look up Annabelle Klein. She's popular enough that if you look her up on TikTok, she'll pop up. But she was really hyping this album up for me. She went to listening parties for this group, Earth Gang, Dreamville group, Earth Gang. But yeah, I don't really have too much else to say. Oh, I thought Ian was back. Our co-host is not quite back. I was just listening in to see who is there. But Yeah, she had some Q&As with the band. She went to the show. She kind of detailed like that the Future feature was good. Smino was actually supposed to be on the album, and he's a big part of Dreamville. He didn't end up being on the album. It really sucks. I lost my footage to me actually listening to the album. There is a good and bad thing. The good thing is I don't have to edit a video, and I can pretty much be done on YouTube for the day. The bad thing is, obviously, you guys aren't going to get me listening to the music, which you guys have enjoyed this year. That is a way I've elevated my content this year. And that is not available, so that's obviously unfortunate. But again, it's a pretty solid album. It's got a cool message. It's pretty cool sonically. I mean, they got some cool voices. It's pretty entertaining. You know, they can sound like all sorts of different rappers on their projects. And the things I'm saying right now are pretty consistent with the rest of their catalog. Um, they can sound like Chance the Rapper at sometimes. They can sound like Pusha T at sometimes. I say they because really, I don't even know who's which in Earth Gang, which is a good and a bad thing. Like, you don't want to pick a favorite in the group. That's not really what I'm out here to do. So it's really cool to hear the different voices on here. It sounds like its own feature. You know, you get refreshing sounds track after track after track, and that's kind of the beauty of Earth Gang. I'm not sure what the members are named or anything like that, but yeah, you know, you got. Let me just look through here one more time. Because I do think this has potential to be one of the better albums of the year. Maybe it just needs to resonate. And I'm talking about this album lightly and not with a lot to say right now, not with like a full mind of ideas, because it's my first listen. And it's going to be hard for me to get the full experience out of my first listen. You know, you got a lot of inspirational spoken words. You know, I think the poet Lene Venet, sorry if I butcher your name, I apologize, I'm new to you, a poet coming out and having this really dope poem about growing up in America black. I mean, that's kind of just a big issue on this album. The fact that that's an issue still to this day just goes to show how far we've made as a country progressively, which, if you haven't been able to tell, not very far. And I think Nick Cannon giving some inspirational words on the song Power was great. CeeLo Green, I think, was rapping at the end. Somebody sounded like Busta Rhymes on that track. I thought that was very interesting. Baby Tate showed up on the album. She's having a breakout year so far, being on JID and 21 Savage's surround sound and actually holding her own against two really good technical rappers. I mean, 21 Savage can be claimed as that Future being the most hyped up feature on there. I think J. Cole obviously killed it. J. Cole has been going on a great feature run this year. JID. If I sound repetitive, let me know in the comments because, again, I don't have a lot to say about this album. I'm just kind of rambling. I'm just kind of going off the dome. That's what I do a lot of times in this. I don't really have any notes prepared for you guys. I probably should have, but I wasn't planning on just doing a plain review. I was actually planning on editing a reaction and review video, which is unfortunate. But still a lot of albums to come out this year, and I'm really looking forward to it. Hearing Future and all of these features, I hate saying those two together. It just sounds so weird. You know, being on Kanye's album and now being on Earth Gang's album, it just really hypes me up for the apparently two projects that Future is like planning to release this year, which is so hype. Future is planning on dropping two projects this year. That's crazy. And like hearing all of these different verses he's had for different artists is absolutely incredible. And it just shows that he's ready. He's back in album mode. He's back in the studio linking up with these rappers. So yeah, but good album for Earth Gang. Shout out to them. It's not amazing. I would call it good. I wouldn't call it mid. I'd call it good because mid has negative connotations in the community nowadays. But especially on Twitter and TikTok and all those platforms, you know, all those hidden in the dark platforms, if you will. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. More albums to come this year. I mean, we are not even past February yet, and we already have some really good artists coming out. It seems like Pusha T's upon release. Kendrick is possibly upon it releasing. I don't know about like Rocky and Travis, but you can look forward for good albums for the weeks and weeks and weeks to come. And I'm going to be covering every single big event. I'm going to play some 2K for a